She walked into his rooftop party like a goddess 3 years after he told his family she wasn't white enough for their world. Oliver Hale thought he'd buried that shameful secret forever, but when Tiana Brooks stepped out of the elevator in that navy dress, his carefully constructed life began to crumble. The same woman he'd hidden in shadows now stood under the city lights, more stunning than ever, while his mother watched from across the room. But Tiana wasn't just there for closure. She had 2 beautiful children now, and Oliver was about to discover that some mistakes follow you home. What he didn't know was that by morning, he'd be begging for a chance to meet them, and by the end of the week, a single photograph would force him to choose between his reputation and his heart. The question wasn't whether love could survive betrayal, it was whether a man could prove he'd changed when the whole world was watching. If you're ready to see how this unfolds, hit subscribe and tell me what city you're watching from. I love connecting with viewers from around the globe. The elevator doors opened with a soft whisper. Tiana Brooks stepped out into a world of warm light and soft jazz that made her heart skip. String lights hung like tiny stars across the rooftop terrace. The city sparkled below through floor-to-ceiling windows. She smoothed her navy dress and took a breath. The fabric hugged her curves just right. Her dark skin glowed against the deep blue. She'd spent 20 minutes picking this dress, another 10 on her hair. She wanted to look good tonight. Really good. The party buzzed around her. People in fancy clothes laughed and held wine glasses. The music was soft and classy. Everything looked expensive. Perfect. Just like Oliver always made things look. Well, I'll be damned. Tiana turned. A man with kind eyes and a chef's jacket grinned at her. She remembered him. Samir something, Oliver's best friend. Tiana Brooks, he said, walking over. I was hoping you'd come. Hey, Samir. She smiled, but her stomach felt tight. Nice to see you again. You look amazing. His voice was warm. Like, seriously, you're going to stop traffic up here? Before she could answer, someone tapped her shoulder. A blonde woman in pearls and a bright smile. Excuse me. Honey, the woman said. Which catering company are you with? I need to ask about the little sandwiches. Heat crept up Tiana's neck. She opened her mouth to speak, but another voice cut in. She's not with catering. Oliver's voice, deep and familiar. It made something flutter in her chest. Tiana turned. There he was, 3 years older but still the same, tall and lean in a crisp white shirt. His brown hair was shorter now. His green eyes were wide. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. This is Tiana Brooks, Oliver said to the blonde woman. His voice cracked a little. She's my guest. The woman looked confused. Oh, I'm so sorry. You just look so put together. I thought, it's fine, Tiana said quietly. Her smile felt frozen on her face. The woman walked away. Samir cleared his throat. I'll go check on the kitchen, he said. Good to see you, Tiana. Really good. He squeezed her arm gently before leaving. Then it was just her and Oliver, the man who used to hold her hand in private and pretend not to know her in public, the man she'd loved completely, the man who broke her heart. Hi, Oliver said. His hands were shaking slightly. Hi, she said back. They stood there for a moment. The party swirled around them. Jazz music played. People laughed and talked. But all she could hear was her heartbeat. He looked good, really good. The white shirt made his shoulders look broader. He smelled like that cologne she used to love, the one that made her want to bury her face in his neck. You came, he said softly. I did. You look. He stopped, swallowed hard. You look beautiful, Tiana. Thank you. Her voice was steady, but her hands weren't. The city lights twinkled behind him. Boston spread out below them like a blanket of stars. It was beautiful up here. Romantic, even. The kind of place she used to dream about when they were together. Back when she thought he might take her somewhere like this, as his actual girlfriend, not a secret. Would you like to walk with me? Oliver asked. Somewhere quieter. Tiana looked around. People were watching them, not openly, but she could feel eyes on her, the way people looked when they were curious, when something didn't fit their idea of how things should be. She knew that look well. Okay, she said. They walked toward the terrace edge. The music got softer. The crowd thinned out. Oliver stopped by a large olive tree in a beautiful pot. The leaves rustled in the evening breeze. So, he said. He put his hands in his pockets. How have you been? Small talk. They were really going to do small talk. After 3 years. I've been good, she said. Busy. Still doing hair? Yes, I have my own chair now. At Bella's salon downtown. That's great. I know you wanted that. I did. He nodded. She watched his face. He looked nervous, really nervous. His jaw was tight like it got when he was stressed. And the kids? He asked. Her heart squeezed. Of course he remembered the kids. Maya and Jalen. Her world. They're good. Maya's 6 now, in 1st grade. Jalen just turned 4. Wow, they must be so big. They are. She wasn't going to make this easy for him. He wanted to chat like old friends, like he hadn't disappeared from her life without a word, like he hadn't made her feel small and hidden and ashamed. They're with Mrs. Delgado tonight, she added. My neighbor. She watches them sometimes. Oliver nodded again. He was quiet for a moment. Behind them, the party continued. Glasses clinked. People laughed. Tiana, Oliver, darling. They both turned. A woman in an elegant black dress walked over. She was older, maybe late 50s. Her silver hair was perfect. Her smile was polite but cold. Tiana knew who this was. Oliver's mother, Evelyn Hale. Mum, Oliver said. This is Tiana, Evelyn said smoothly. How lovely to see you again. Again? They'd never met. But Evelyn said it like they were old friends, like this was perfectly normal. It's nice to meet you, Mrs. Hale, Tiana said. Your dress is beautiful, Evelyn said. Her eyes moved over Tiana slowly. Such a lovely color on you. Thank you. Evelyn turned to Oliver. Could I speak with you for a moment about the timing of the auction announcement? Timing. Tiana felt her jaw get tight. There was always something about timing with these people. Actually, Mum, it'll only take a minute, Evelyn said. Her tone was sweet but firm. Oliver looked at Tiana. His eyes said sorry, but he followed his mother anyway. Tiana watched them walk a few steps away. Evelyn leaned close to Oliver. Her voice was low, but Tiana caught a few words. Guests are asking, not the right time. Think about appearances. Appearances. That word hit Tiana like cold water. Some things never changed. Oliver's face got red. He shook his head, said something back, but his mother just touched his arm and smiled, the kind of smile that looked nice but meant business. When they came back, Oliver looked frustrated. Sorry about that, he said. It's fine, Tiana said. But it wasn't. Would you like some air? Oliver asked. The balcony is nice. The balcony was away from everyone. Private. Hidden. Sure, she said. As they walked toward the balcony doors, Samir appeared with 2 glasses of water. Thought you might want these, he said. He winked at Tiana. It's warm up here. Thanks, man, Oliver said. Samir looked at Oliver for a long moment, like he was trying to say something, without words. Oh, by the way, Samir said casually, your sister called earlier. She wanted to make sure I invited Tiana tonight. Oliver froze. What? Yeah. She said you'd been asking about Tiana. Thought maybe you had. Unfinished business. Tiana felt something flutter in her chest. Oliver had been asking about her. She shouldn't have done that without asking me, Oliver said quickly. No, it's okay, Tiana said. I wanted to come. Oliver looked at her, really looked at her. His green eyes were soft and hopeful. You did? I did. They stood there for a moment. The city hummed below them. The breeze was cool and sweet. Come on, Oliver said. Let me introduce you to some people. Properly this time. They walked back into the crowd. Oliver's hand almost touched her back, but he stopped himself. Old habits. A young black woman in a sleek red dress walked over. She had bright eyes and a curious smile. Oliver, she said, aren't you going to introduce us? Of course. Nia, this is Tiana Brooks. Tiana, this is Nia. She helps me with events. Nice to meet you, Nia said. She shook Tiana's hand. I love your dress. Where did you get it? Thank you. It's from a little boutique downtown. You'll have to tell me which one. Nia seemed nice. Real. Tiana felt herself relax a little. Oliver led her to a couple near the bar. The man was tall with grey hair. The woman wore too much jewelry. Mr. and Mrs. Chen. I'd like you to meet Tiana. How do you do? Mr. Chen said. He shook her hand firmly. Are you in the event business too? Mrs. Chen asked. No, I'm a hairstylist. Oh, how interesting. Mrs. Chen's smile got a little stiff. Do you do special hair? Tiana's stomach tightened. Special hair. She knew what that meant. I do all kinds of hair, Tiana said evenly. Whatever makes people feel beautiful. That's wonderful, Mr. Chen said quickly. He seemed to sense the tension. They chatted for a few more minutes. Safe topics. The weather. The view. How nice the party was. When the couple walked away, Tiana felt drained. She'd forgotten how exhausting this was, being the only one, having to prove she belonged. "You okay?" Oliver asked quietly. "I'm fine." But she wasn't. And when she saw Evelyn talking to another woman near the windows, she knew it was about to get worse. "Not what I expected," the woman was saying. "Is she staff?" Evelyn's answer was too quiet to hear, but her face said everything. Tiana turned away, walked to the railing. The city air was cool on her skin. She gripped the metal bar and tried to breathe. This was exactly why she'd stayed away. This was why she'd moved on. Why she'd built a life without him. She didn't need this. Maya and Jalen didn't need this. Tiana. She didn't turn around. She could feel Oliver behind her. "I heard what that woman said," he said quietly. "About the staff thing. It doesn't matter." "It does matter. It matters to me." She turned then. His face was pained. Angry. "Does it? Because 3 years ago, you would have let them think whatever they wanted. You would have smiled and changed the subject." Oliver's jaw worked. "I'm not that person anymore, aren't you?" Before he could answer, another voice drifted over. A man talking to someone near the bar. "Heard he once said she wasn't white enough for his family." Can you imagine? Tiana's world stopped. The words hit her like a slap. Oliver went pale. "Tiana, you said that?" Her voice was barely a whisper. He swallowed hard. "Yes, I said it. But I didn't mean it. I was scared and young and you said I wasn't white enough." The words came out flat, matter of fact. But inside, she was crumbling. All the old hurt came rushing back. The shame, the feeling of not being enough. "I was wrong," Oliver said quickly. "So wrong. I was trying to protect myself, and I hurt you instead. I've regretted it every day since." Tiana stared at him. This man she used to love, this man who had made her feel beautiful and special and wanted, until he made her feel like a secret, a mistake. "My kids," she said quietly, "don't meet men who hide me." Oliver's eyes filled with tears, actual tears. "Give me tonight," he said, "one chance to do something right. Please." The party continued around them. Music and laughter and clinking glasses. But all Tiana could hear was her heart breaking all over again. And something else, something that scared her more than the pain. Hope. She looked at Oliver's face. Really looked. He was older now. There were lines around his eyes. His jaw was stronger. But those green eyes were the same. And right now, they were desperate and honest in a way she'd never seen before. "One chance," she said finally. Relief washed over his face. "Thank you. But not here. Not like this." "Where?" Tiana thought about Maya and Jalen at home, about Mrs. Delgado, who always stayed late when Tiana needed her, about the video calls her kids loved and the way they lit up when they met new people. If Oliver wanted a chance, he could start the right way, with her whole life, not just the parts that looked good at parties. "My apartment," she said. 10 o'clock, a video call so you can meet Maya and Jalen properly. If you want to be in my life, you start with theirs." Oliver nodded quickly. "Yes, absolutely. If you're late, or if you make excuses, or if you decide they're too much trouble, then we're done. For real this time." "I understand. Do you still have my number?" "I do." 10 o'clock, Oliver. "Don't make me explain to my kids why another man didn't show up." His face got serious. "I'll be there, I promise." Tiana walked to the elevator without looking back. Her heart was pounding. Her hands were shaking. She'd just given the man who broke her heart a chance to do it again. But as the elevator doors closed, she thought about the tears in his eyes, the way he'd said her name, the way he'd looked at her like she was the most important person in the room. Maybe people could change. Maybe second chances were real. Or maybe she was about to make the biggest mistake of her life. Only one way to find out. Oliver stood on the balcony long after Tiana left. The party moved around him, but he couldn't focus on anything except what just happened. She came. She actually came. And he'd almost ruined it. Again. "You look like someone who just saw his life flash before his eyes." Oliver turned. Samir stood next to him with 2 beers. "Something like that," Oliver said. He took a beer but didn't drink it. "So that went well," Samir said dryly. "She's giving me a chance." "A real one?" "Video call at 10. To meet her kids." Samir whistled low. "Damn, man, she's not messing around." "No, she's not." Oliver thought about Maya and Jalen. He remembered them from before. Maya with her bright smile and endless questions. Jalen, who was shy but loved to clap rhythms with his little hands. They'd be bigger now, 6 and 4, old enough to remember if he disappointed them. "You nervous?" Samir asked. "Terrified." "Good, you should be. Kids can smell fake from a mile away." Oliver nodded. He finished his beer and checked his phone. 8:45. He had just over an hour. "I should go," he said. "Wrap this up and get ready." "What are you going to say to them?" "I don't know. The truth, I guess." "Which truth? That you used to date their mom? That you messed up? That you want a second chance?" Oliver thought about it. "That I think their mom is amazing, and they're lucky to have her." Samir smiled. "That's a good start." Oliver made his rounds, said goodbye to clients and guests, thanked people for coming. His mother tried to corner him again, but he deflected. "We'll talk tomorrow, Mom," he said. "I have somewhere to be." At 9:30, he was home, showered and changed into a clean t-shirt and jeans. Nothing fancy, just himself. He sat on his couch and stared at his phone. 9:58. His hands were shaking. At exactly 10 o'clock, he called. "Hi." Tiana's voice was soft. "Hi, I'm here, right on time." "You are." The video connected. There she was. She'd changed into a soft pink sweater. Her hair was in a messy bun. She looked beautiful and real and like home. "Kids," she called. "Come here. There's someone I want you to meet." A little girl bounced into view. Curly hair in pigtails, bright eyes and a missing tooth. "Hi," she said, waving at the camera. "I'm Maya." "Hi, Maya," Oliver said, smiling. "I'm Oliver. It's so nice to meet you. You're the one Mama got pretty for tonight." "Maya," Tiana said, but she was laughing. A smaller figure appeared. A little boy with serious eyes and Tiana's nose. He held a tiny toy truck. "This is Jalen," Tiana said gently. "He's a little shy." "Hi, Jalen," Oliver said. "I like your truck. What kind is it?" Jalen looked at the toy, then at Oliver. "Fire truck," he said quietly. "That's awesome. Do you want to be a firefighter when you grow up?" Jalen nodded. "That's a really good job. Helping people is important." Maya pressed closer to the phone. "Do you have any pets?" "We want a cat, but Mama says we have to wait." "I don't have any pets right now," Oliver said. "But I think cats are great. They're soft and they purr." "And they have whiskers," Maya said. "They do. Very important whiskers." For the next 20 minutes, they talked about trucks and cats and first grade and Maya's loose tooth. Oliver asked simple questions. He listened to their answers. He made them laugh with a silly wave that looked like a robot. When it was time for bed, Maya waved goodbye enthusiastically. Jalen gave a small wave with his truck. "Bye, Oliver," Maya called. "Will we see you again?" Oliver looked at Tiana. She was watching him carefully. "I hope so," he said. "If it's okay with your mama." "Can we, Mama?" Maya asked. "We'll see, baby," Tiana said. "Go brush your teeth." The kids ran off. It was just him and Tiana on the screen. "They're amazing," Oliver said. "They are. Maya has your smile, and Jalen has your eyes. They're good kids, I can tell." Tiana was quiet for a moment. In the background, he could hear water running, tooth-brushing sounds. "I have a question," she said finally. "Okay. Tomorrow's Saturday. Would you like to come over at 9 and make pancakes? With all of us?" Oliver's heart jumped. "Really? Maya loves pancakes, and Jalen likes when people cook with him, but only if you want to. No pressure." "I want to," he said quickly. "I really want to." 9 o'clock. "And Oliver?" "Yeah? Bring groceries, real ingredients, not just a mix." He laughed. "I can do that." "Good. See you tomorrow." "See you tomorrow." The call ended. Oliver sat back on his couch and smiled, really smiled. For the first time in 3 years, he grabbed a pen and paper, started making a grocery list: flour, eggs, milk, berries, maybe some bacon. Did kids like bacon? He thought so. His phone buzzed. A text from Tiana. "Maya likes strawberries. Jalen prefers blueberries. Thank you for tonight." Oliver typed back, "Thank you for giving me a chance. I won't waste it." 3 dots appeared. Then, "We'll see." Oliver set an alarm for 7 a.m., put his phone on the nightstand face down. He wanted to sleep, to wake up fresh and ready. Tomorrow was important, maybe the most important day of his life. He was going to make pancakes with 2 little kids and their beautiful mother. He was going to show up on time and cook from scratch and clean the kitchen without being asked. He was going to be the man Tiana deserved, the man Maya and Jalen needed. Starting tomorrow, no more hiding, no more secrets, no more letting other people's opinions matter more than his own heart. Tomorrow, he would begin again. The doorbell rang at exactly 9 o'clock. Tiana checked the clock on her kitchen wall and smiled despite herself. Oliver was punctual. That was something new. "I'll get it," Maya called, racing to the door in her purple pajamas. "Wait for me," Tiana said, following close behind. She opened the door to find Oliver standing there with grocery bags in both hands and the silliest spatula she'd ever seen. It was bright orange, with a happy face on the handle. "Morning," he said, grinning. "I brought supplies." Maya giggled. "That's a funny spoon." "It's a spatula," Oliver said seriously, "for flipping pancakes. And yes, it is pretty ridiculous, but I thought you might like it." "I love it." Maya bounced on her toes. "Can I use it? If your mum says it's okay." Tiana stepped aside to let him in. "Come on in." Oliver's eyes swept over her small apartment. The same worn couch, the same coffee table with ring stains from countless juice cups, the same family photos covering the walls, but it was clean and warm and smelled like the vanilla candle she'd lit this morning. "Jalen," Maya called. "Oliver's here. He brought the funny spatula." Jalen appeared from the hallway, still in his dinosaur pajamas, his hair stuck up in the back. He carried his fire truck and watched Oliver with curious eyes. "Hey, buddy," Oliver said, kneeling down. "I like your pajamas. Is that a T-Rex?" Jalen nodded. "His name is Chomper. That's a perfect name for a T-Rex." "Does he eat other dinosaurs?" "Only the bad ones," Jalen said solemnly. Oliver laughed. "Well, that's good. We want the good dinosaurs to be safe." Tiana watched this exchange with a tight feeling in her chest. Oliver was natural with them, easy, like he actually cared about their answers. "So," she said, "what's the plan, chef?" Oliver stood up and hefted the grocery bags. "Pancakes from scratch. Maya gets to help with strawberry faces. Jalen gets to help with measurements. And you get to sit down and drink coffee while we handle everything." "I don't sit down on Saturday mornings," Tiana said. "I clean and do laundry and—" "Not today." Oliver's voice was gentle but firm. "Today you relax. Let us take care of you for once." Tiana felt something flutter in her chest. When was the last time someone had said that to her? "Okay," she said quietly, "but I'm making the coffee." "Deal." They moved into the kitchen. It was small, with barely enough counter space for 2 people. But Oliver made it work. He unpacked ingredients, while Maya and Jalen climbed onto stools to help. "First, we need to measure flour," Oliver said. He handed Jalen a measuring cup. "Can you help me with this?" Jalen nodded seriously. His little hands gripped the cup carefully. "Perfect. Now we scoop like this." Oliver guided Jalen's hands. "Nice and easy." Tiana made coffee and watched. Oliver was patient. When Jalen spilled a little flour, Oliver just smiled and said, "Good try. Let's do it together this time." Maya wanted to crack eggs. Oliver showed her how to tap gently and pull apart with her thumbs. When pieces of shell fell in, he fished them out without complaint. "Cooking is messy," he said. "That's what makes it fun." The kitchen filled with laughter and the smell of vanilla and butter. Oliver let Maya draw faces in the pancakes with strawberry slices. She made some with big smiles and one with a winking eye. "This one looks like Mama when she's happy," Maya announced. "Which one looks like me?" Oliver asked. Maya studied his face, then pointed to a pancake with blueberry eyes and a strawberry smile. "That one, 'cause you smile a lot." "I do smile a lot when I'm here," Oliver said, glancing at Tiana. Their eyes met across the small kitchen. Something warm passed between them, something that felt like possibility. After breakfast, Oliver cleaned the kitchen without being asked. He washed dishes and wiped counters and put ingredients away. Maya and Jalen helped by drying plastic cups and putting away silverware. "That was fun," Maya said. "Can we do it again tomorrow?" "Maya," Tiana warned gently. "What?" "It was fun, and Oliver makes really good pancakes." "She's not wrong," Tiana said. "Those were excellent pancakes." Oliver smiled. "Thanks. I may have looked up 3 different recipes online last night." "You researched pancakes?" Tiana laughed. "I researched everything. How to talk to 6-year-olds, how to talk to 4-year-olds, what kids like for breakfast. I wanted to get it right." Something melted in Tiana's chest. He'd actually tried, done homework, cared enough to prepare. "Can we go to the park?" Jalen asked suddenly. "It's a beautiful day," Oliver said. "Perfect for the park." Tiana hesitated. The park meant being outside together, where people could see them, where neighbors might ask questions. Oliver seemed to read her thoughts. "Only if you want to," he said quietly. "No pressure." She looked at her kids' hopeful faces, at Oliver's careful expression. He was letting her choose, not pushing, not assuming. "Okay," she said. "Let me get them dressed." 20 minutes later, they were walking down the sidewalk toward Riverside Park. Maya skipped ahead, chattering about the ducks she wanted to see. Jalen held Tiana's hand and pointed out interesting rocks and leaves. Oliver walked beside them, carrying a small backpack he'd brought. He didn't try to hold Tiana's hand or walk too close, but he was there, present and steady. The park was busy with Saturday families, kids on swings and slides, parents pushing strollers, dogs chasing tennis balls. They found a bench under a big oak tree. Maya ran toward the duck pond. Jalen sat on the grass and started arranging small rocks in patterns. "He likes organizing things," Tiana explained. "Rocks, blocks, toy cars, always in neat rows." "My nephew does that too," Oliver said. "My sister says he's going to be an engineer. Maya wants to be a hairstylist like me, or a teacher, or a princess. It changes daily." Oliver laughed. 6-year-olds have options. They sat in comfortable quiet for a moment. The sun was warm on their faces. A breeze rustled the leaves above them. "Oliver," Maya called from near the pond. "Come see the baby ducks." Oliver looked at Tiana. "Mind if I go look at ducks?" "Go ahead." She watched him walk to the pond with Maya, watched him kneel down to her level and point at the ducklings swimming behind their mother. Maya grabbed his hand to pull him closer to the water's edge. He let her, didn't pull away or worry about his clean jeans getting dirty, just followed where she led. "He's nice," Jalen said quietly. Tiana looked down. Her son was still arranging rocks, but he was watching Oliver too. "You think so?" Jalen nodded. "He helped me crack the eggs, and he didn't get mad when I spilled. Some grown-ups don't get mad about spills. Daddy used to get mad." Tiana's chest tightened. Jalen rarely mentioned his father, the man who'd left when Jalen was barely 2, who called sometimes but never visited, who made promises he didn't keep. "Oliver's not like Daddy," Jalen said simply. Before Tiana could respond, Maya came running back with Oliver behind her. "Mama, the baby ducks can swim already, even though they're tiny. That's amazing, baby." Maya plopped down on the bench next to Tiana. Oliver sat on the grass with Jalen and his rocks. "What kind of pattern are you making?" Oliver asked. "Big to little," Jalen said. "Then little to big again." "That's smart." "Like a wave pattern." Jalen smiled. A real smile. The kind he saved for people he trusted. Oliver started helping him find rocks that fit the pattern. They worked together quietly, making a long line of stones across the grass. "Can we have lunch on the roof?" Maya asked suddenly. "What roof?" Tiana asked. Maya looked at Oliver. "The roof where you work, with all the pretty lights." Oliver's eyes met Tiana's. "The venue has a rooftop space. It's closed on Saturdays, but—" He hesitated. "If you want, Samir could meet us there. Make some food. Just us. No crowds." Tiana felt her old fears creeping in. Going to Oliver's workplace, being in his professional space. What if clients showed up? What if his mother appeared again? "No surprises," she said firmly. "No unexpected guests. No business meetings that pop up. No surprises," Oliver agreed. "Just us and Samir. Maybe some sandwiches and fruit." Maya bounced on the bench. "Please, Mama. I want to see the lights in the daytime." Tiana looked at Jalen. He was watching her with hopeful eyes. Both her kids wanted this, and Oliver was being honest about what it would involve. "Okay," she said, "but we leave if it gets complicated." "Deal," Oliver said. They spent another hour at the park. Maya played on the swings while Oliver pushed her. Jalen collected more rocks and made patterns with Oliver's help. Tiana sat on the bench and watched her children laugh with this man who used to break her heart. The man who might be trying to fix it. When they got back to the apartment, everyone changed clothes. Maya picked a yellow dress with flowers. Jalen chose his favorite blue shirt. Tiana put on jeans and a soft green sweater that brought out her eyes. Oliver had gone home to change too. When he picked them up, he was wearing dark jeans and a grey button-down shirt. Casual but put together. The drive to the venue was short. Maya chattered about the ducks and the rocks and how good the pancakes were. Jalen fell asleep in his car seat, clutching his fire truck. The venue was in a converted warehouse downtown, brick walls and big windows, elegant but not stuffy. Samir met them at the service entrance, wearing a casual t-shirt and jeans instead of his chef jacket. "Welcome to our Saturday kitchen," he said, grinning at the kids. The elevator opened onto the rooftop space. In daylight, it looked different than it had at the party. Less magical, more real. The string lights were still there, but they weren't lit. The city spread out below them under bright blue sky. "Wow," Maya breathed. "It's so high up. Want to see the herb garden?" Samir asked. There was a small garden area with raised beds full of herbs and vegetables, basil and mint and cherry tomatoes growing in neat rows. "We use these in the kitchen," Samir explained. "Want to help me pick some for lunch?" Maya and Jalen, who had woken up during the elevator ride, followed Samir to the plants. They carefully picked basil leaves and tiny tomatoes under his guidance. Tiana and Oliver stood near the railing, watching. "This is beautiful," Tiana said. "Really beautiful." "It's my favorite part of the job," Oliver said. "Being up here, seeing the city." "I can see why." A comfortable silence settled between them. The kids' laughter drifted over from the herb garden. The sun was warm on their shoulders. "Tiana," Oliver said quietly. "Yeah? Thank you. For today. For giving me this chance." She looked at him. His green eyes were serious and grateful. "Thank you for showing up," she said. "Really showing up. Not just being here, but being present." "I want to keep showing up." Before she could respond, footsteps echoed from the elevator. Tiana tensed. Oliver had promised no surprises. A woman in a business suit stepped out. Asian, maybe 40, with kind eyes and a professional smile. Behind her was a younger woman with a tablet and an eager expression. "Oliver," the older woman called. "I'm so sorry to interrupt. I know you said the venue was closed, but I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by to see the space again." Tiana felt her stomach drop. This was exactly what she'd been afraid of. Oliver walked over quickly. "Miss Chen, this isn't really a good time." Of course. I don't want to intrude." Miss Chen's eyes moved to Tiana and the children. "I just wanted to take another look at the setup for my daughter's engagement party." The younger woman was already taking photos with her phone. "This family vibe is perfect," she said to Miss Chen. "So authentic. Couples really sell the story for these events." Tiana felt heat creep up her neck. "Story? What story?" Oliver's face went tense. "Nia, please put the phone away." "Oh, sorry. I just meant—" "Miss Chen," Oliver said firmly but politely. "This is Tiana and her children, Maya and Jalen. They're my guests today." Miss Chen's expression shifted slightly. Understanding dawned in her eyes. "Of course," she said smoothly. "How lovely to meet you all, and what a beautiful family." Tiana raised an eyebrow at Oliver. He gave a small shrug that said, "I'm not going to correct her or make a big deal of it." "Would you like me to call you Monday to discuss the party details?" Oliver asked. "Perfect. I'll let you get back to your afternoon." Miss Chen smiled at Tiana. "Enjoy this beautiful space." When they left, Tiana crossed her arms and stared at Oliver. "Family vibe?" she said. "Couples sell stories?" "That wasn't my idea," Oliver said quickly. "I had no idea they were coming." "But you didn't correct it either." "Should I have? Would you have wanted me to explain our situation to a client? Make it complicated?" Tiana thought about it. He had a point. What was he supposed to say? "This is my ex-girlfriend and her kids, who aren't mine." "I guess not," she said finally. "I just want to be here with you and the kids. No posing, no performing, just us." Samir appeared with a tray of sandwiches and fruit. Maya and Jalen followed, carrying small baskets of herbs and tomatoes. "Lunch is served," Samir announced. They sat at a small table in the shade. The sandwiches were perfect. Fresh bread, good cheese, the tomatoes they'd just picked. Maya and Jalen ate hungrily and asked Samir questions about cooking. The city hummed below them. A gentle breeze carried the scent of basil and mint from the garden. It felt peaceful. Right, like something Tiana could get used to. After lunch, they drove back to Tiana's apartment. It was almost 3 o'clock, time for school pickup. "I should get ready to pick up Maya," Tiana said. "Saturday program ends at 3:30. "Saturday program?" Oliver asked. "Art and music. She loves it. Mind if I come along? I'd like to see how this works." Tiana hesitated. School pickup meant other parents, questions, assumptions, but Oliver had been steady all day, present and thoughtful and real. Maybe it was time to test that in another setting. "Okay," she said, "but just so you know, People will probably assume you're Maya's dad. How do you want me to handle that? The question surprised her. He was asking, not deciding for her. Honestly, she said, if someone asks directly, tell them you're a friend we're getting to know. I can do that. They walked to the elementary school together, Maya's hand in Tiana's, Jalen in his stroller. He got tired in the afternoons, Oliver carrying the diaper bag without being asked. Other parents were clustered outside the school entrance. Some Tiana knew, some she didn't. A few looked curiously at Oliver, but no one said anything. When Maya came running out, she launched herself at Tiana first, then at Oliver. How was art class? Tiana asked. We made animals out of clay. I made a cat. Want to see? Maya dug in her backpack and pulled out a lumpy clay creation that might have been a cat, or a small dog, or possibly a dragon. It's beautiful, Oliver said seriously. I can totally see the whiskers, Maya beamed. Another parent walked over, Jessica, whose daughter was in Maya's class. Hey, Tiana, Jessica said. Her eyes flicked to Oliver with obvious curiosity. Hi, Jessica, this is Oliver. Oliver, Jessica. Nice to meet you, Oliver said, extending his hand. Are you Maya's uncle? Jessica asked. Tiana tensed, but Oliver answered smoothly. I'm a friend of the family. Getting to know these amazing kids. That's sweet. Maya, your cat sculpture is wonderful. Thanks. Oliver says it has whiskers. Jessica smiled and walked away. No drama, no awkward questions. That went well, Oliver said quietly. It did. They walked home together. Maya chattered about her art project, while Jalen pointed out interesting things from his stroller. A red car, a fluffy dog, a plane overhead. At Tiana's apartment building, Oliver helped carry the stroller up the steps without being asked. He held doors and waited patiently while Tiana got her keys. Thank you, she said at her door. For today. For all of it. Thank you for letting me be part of it. Do you want to come in? The kids usually watch a movie before dinner. Oliver's face lit up. Really? Really? They settled on the couch. Maya curled up between Tiana and Oliver, while Jalen sat on Tiana's other side with his fire truck. Oliver let Maya choose the movie, something animated about talking animals. Halfway through, Jalen's breathing got a little wheezy. Nothing serious, but Tiana noticed immediately. Where's your spacer, baby? She asked quietly. Jalen pointed to the kitchen counter. Tiana got up to get it, but Oliver was already moving. I'll get it, he said. He brought the small device over and handed it to Jalen without making a big deal of it. Just natural, like he'd been doing it forever. Jalen used the spacer and settled back against Tiana. His breathing eased. Oliver watched this exchange carefully but didn't ask questions, didn't make Jalen feel different or sick, just accepted it as part of who Jalen was. When the movie ended, it was almost dinner time. Oliver started to gather his things. I should go, he said. Let you guys have your evening routine. Oliver, Maya said, will we see you tomorrow? Oliver looked at Tiana. If your mum says it's okay, can we, Mama? Maya asked. Please? Tiana thought about it. One day was nice. 2 days in a row was starting to feel like something more, something that could become a habit, a pattern her kids might depend on. Let's see how we all feel tomorrow, she said finally. Maybe Oliver has other things to do. Actually, Oliver said, I don't. My weekends are pretty free these days. What about your mum? Don't you usually see her on Sundays? Oliver's jaw tightened slightly. We had lunch planned, but I think I'm going to cancel. I'd rather be here if you'll have me. Tiana felt something shift in her chest. He was choosing them over his mother, over obligation, over what people expected. Okay, she said, but let's just play it by ear. No pressure. Oliver smiled. No pressure. He hugged Maya goodbye, shook hands seriously with Jalen. At the door, he paused. Tiana? Yeah? Today was the best day I've had in a long time. Yeah? Yeah. He left with a small wave. Tiana closed the door and leaned against it. Maya was already chattering about pancakes and herb gardens and funny spatulas. Jalen was making quiet vroom sounds with his fire truck. Her phone buzzed. A text from Oliver. Thank you for trusting me with your Saturday. Sweet dreams to all three of you. Tiana smiled and typed back, Sweet dreams. She got the kids ready for bed, read stories, sang songs, all the usual routine. But something felt different, lighter, like maybe, just maybe, their little family was about to get a little bigger. Later that night, after Maya and Jalen were asleep, Tiana sat on her couch with a cup of tea and thought about the day. Oliver had kept every promise, shown up on time, cooked with care, cleaned without being asked, been patient and present and real with her children. He'd let Miss Chen assume they were a family without making a big deal of it. He'd handled school pickup naturally. He'd gotten Jalen Spacer without dramatics. He'd chosen her kids over his mother's lunch plans. These were small things, maybe, but small things were what real life was made of. Small, daily choices to show up and stay and care. Her phone buzzed again. Another text from Oliver. I know it's late, but I wanted you to know. I called my mom and cancelled lunch tomorrow. I told her I'm spending the day with people who matter to me. Tiana stared at the message. People who matter to me. She typed back, how did she take it? Not great. But that's her problem, not mine. Oliver. I'm done letting other people's opinions decide my life, Tiana. I'm 31 years old. It's time to choose what makes me happy. Tiana's heart beat faster. And what makes you happy? Today. Maya's laugh. Jalen's rock patterns. Watching you relax on a park bench. Feeling like I'm part of something real. She stared at the phone for a long moment, then typed, get some sleep. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another chance to get it right. Yes, it is. As Tiana got ready for bed, she thought about second chances, about trust that had to be earned one day at a time, about the way Oliver had looked at her children today, not like obstacles to overcome, but like gifts to treasure. Maybe people could change. Maybe love could grow back stronger after being broken. Maybe tomorrow would be even better than today. She fell asleep thinking about pancakes and herb gardens and the way Oliver had smiled when Maya grabbed his hand at the duck pond, like he was exactly where he belonged. Sunday morning came with golden sunlight streaming through Tiana's bedroom windows. She woke up feeling lighter than she had in months, maybe years. Oliver had kept his word. Again, he'd chosen them over his mother's expectations. That meant something, something big. Maya bounded into her room at 8 o'clock sharp, already dressed in pink overalls and a striped shirt. Is Oliver coming for pancakes again? She asked hopefully. I don't know, baby. We didn't make plans. But he said his weekends were free. Tiana smiled. That doesn't mean he has to spend them all with us. But even as she said it, she hoped he would. Yesterday had felt so natural, so right, like puzzle pieces clicking into place. Her phone buzzed. A text from Oliver. Good morning. There's a kids' sing-along at Riverside Park at 10:30. Maya and Jalen might like it. Want to check it out? Maya peered over her shoulder. What's it say? Oliver wants to know if we'd like to go to a sing-along at the park. Yes, can we, Mama? Please, Tiana typed back. What kind of sing-along? Kids sit in a circle, learn songs, play simple instruments. I saw a flyer yesterday and thought Maya might enjoy the music and Jalen might like the rhythm games. He'd been paying attention, noticing what her kids enjoyed. Sounds fun. Meet you there at 10:30? Perfect. I'll bring a blanket. An hour later, they were walking to the park. Maya skipped ahead, singing a song she'd made up about ducks and pancakes. Jalen held Tiana's hand and practiced clapping rhythms he'd learned from Oliver. Oliver was already there when they arrived, sitting on a red plaid blanket near a group of families gathered in a circle. He waved when he saw them. You found a good spot, Tiana said, settling down beside him. I got here early, wanted to make sure we could see everything. A woman with a guitar and a warm smile sat in the center of the circle. Kids of all ages surrounded her, some shy, some bouncing with excitement. Welcome, everyone, the woman called. I'm Sarah, and we're going to sing and play and have fun together. Maya immediately scooted closer to the circle. Jalen stayed close to Tiana, but his eyes were bright with interest. They started with simple songs. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, if you're happy, and you know it. Maya sang along loudly and clapped with enthusiasm. When they got to a song with rhythmic clapping, Oliver gently showed Jalen the pattern. Clap, clap, pause. Clap, clap, pause. Jalen caught on quickly and beamed with pride. He's got natural rhythm, Oliver whispered to Tiana. He gets it from me, she whispered back, smiling. Halfway through the sing-along, Tiana noticed an elegant woman standing at the edge of the park. Evelyn Hale, watching from a distance. Her expression was unreadable. Tiana's stomach tightened. Oliver. He followed her gaze and saw his mother. His jaw set slightly, but he didn't move from the blanket. Should you go talk to her? Tiana asked quietly. No. If she wants to talk, she can come over here. It was a small moment, but it said everything. Oliver wasn't jumping up to manage his mother's comfort. He was staying put. With them. After a few minutes, Evelyn walked closer. She stopped a few feet away from their blanket, clearly unsure. "Mom," Oliver said quietly, "there's room on the blanket if you'd like to sit." Evelyn looked at Tiana, then at the children who were now playing with small tambourines. Jalen's quiet concentration, Maya's joyful singing. Slowly, she sat down on the edge of the blanket. "This is lovely," she said carefully. "Very community-oriented. The kids love it," Oliver said. They sat in slightly awkward silence, watching the sing-along. Maya was now helping a smaller child figure out how to hold maracas. Jalen had scooted forward to be closer to the guitar player. When it was Jalen's turn to try a rhythm, he stood up shyly. The leader smiled encouragingly. "Can you clap this pattern?" she asked, demonstrating slowly. Jalen bit his lip in concentration. Then he clapped the pattern perfectly. The circle of kids and parents applauded. Jalen's face lit up. He looked back at their blanket, and his eyes went straight to Oliver. "Not Tiana. Oliver. Good job, buddy," Oliver called softly. Jalen grinned and sat back down, his little chest puffed with pride. Tiana felt her throat get tight. Jalen was bonding with Oliver. Really bonding. And Oliver was earning it through patience and attention and genuine care. She glanced at Evelyn. The older woman was watching this exchange with a thoughtful expression. When the sing-along ended, Maya ran back to them, breathless and happy. "Did you see me help the little girl with the maracas?" "You were wonderful," Tiana said. "Very helpful," Evelyn added quietly. Maya looked at her curiously. "Are you Oliver's mama?" "I am. He makes really good pancakes, and he knows about ducks." Evelyn's lips twitched slightly, almost a smile. "Does he?" "Yeah, he showed us the baby ducks yesterday. They were so little, but they could swim already. That's quite impressive." Oliver was helping Jalen put his shoes back on. "What do you think, Jay? Ready to head home?" Jalen nodded, then surprised everyone by reaching for Oliver's hand. "Will you carry me?" "Of course." Oliver scooped Jalen up easily. Jalen wrapped his arms around Oliver's neck and settled against his shoulder like it was the most natural thing in the world. Tiana's heart clenched. This was what she'd been afraid of, Jalen getting attached. But watching them together, she couldn't bring herself to regret it. They walked back toward the parking area together. Evelyn fell into step beside Tiana. "Your children are delightful," Evelyn said. "Thank you. Maya has quite a personality, and Jalen seems very thoughtful. They're good kids." Evelyn was quiet for a moment. "Oliver cancelled our lunch yesterday. I heard. He said he was spending the day with people who mattered to him." Tiana glanced at her. "How do you feel about that?" "Honestly, I'm not sure yet." Evelyn's voice was careful but not unkind. "But I can see why he made that choice. It wasn't acceptance exactly, but it wasn't rejection either. It was something in between. A door cracked open instead of slammed shut." At the cars, Evelyn said goodbye to the children. She even let Maya show her the leaf collection she'd gathered during their walk. "Perhaps I'll see you all again soon," she said. "Maybe," Tiana replied. After Evelyn left, Oliver looked at Tiana hopefully. "Any interest in a quiet evening on the rooftop? Just us? I could ask Samir to make pizza, and we could watch the sunset." "That sounds perfect." "Really?" "Really." They spent the afternoon at Tiana's apartment. Oliver helped Maya with a puzzle while Jalen napped. They made grilled cheese for lunch and watched cartoons on the couch. It felt domestic, comfortable, like a family spending a lazy Sunday together. Around 6 o'clock, they drove to the venue. Samir met them with pizza boxes and a huge grin. "Look at you four," he said. "Becoming regulars." The rooftop was beautiful in the evening light. Golden hour painted everything warm and soft. The string lights twinkled on even though they weren't needed yet. The herb garden smelled like basil and mint. They spread a blanket on the deck and ate pizza while the city came alive below them. Maya and Jalen ran around the safe areas, burning off energy. Their laughter echoed across the rooftop. "This is nice," Tiana said, settling back against Oliver's arm. "Yeah?" "Yeah. Peaceful." Oliver's arm tightened around her slightly. "I've been thinking about this all day, being here with you, with them. What about it? How right it feels. Like this is what I've been missing." Tiana turned to look at him. His green eyes were serious, vulnerable. "Oliver, I know it's fast. I know we're just figuring things out. But Tiana, I think I'm falling for all of you. Maya's energy, Jalen's quiet sweetness, the way you are with them, the way you are with me." Her heart started beating faster. You are? I am. She studied his face. The honesty there, the hope, the fear of maybe saying too much too soon. I think I might be falling again too, she said quietly. His face lit up. Really? Really? He leaned down and kissed her softly. Just a gentle press of lips, sweet and careful and full of promise. From across the rooftop, Maya giggled loudly. Oliver kissed Mama. Jalen clapped his hands. Kiss, kiss. They broke apart, laughing. Oliver's cheeks were red, but he was grinning. Subtle, kids, Tiana said. Very subtle. Maya ran over and threw herself down on the blanket. Are you going to get married? Maya! Tiana's face burned. What? You kissed him. That means you like him. I do like him, Tiana said. But marriage is a very big deal. So you have to wait? Oliver laughed. Yes, Maya. We have to wait. We have to make sure we're good friends first. But you already cooked pancakes with us. That means you're good friends. It's a little more complicated than that, sweetie. Jalen wandered over and plopped down next to Oliver. Without hesitation, he curled up against Oliver's side. Oliver's arm came around him automatically, like he'd been doing it forever. The sun was setting behind the city skyline. Pink and orange painted the sky. The first stars appeared above them. This is perfect, Maya announced. Can we do this every day? Not every day, Tiana said, but maybe sometimes. Promise? Oliver looked at Tiana. I promise to keep showing up, he said, for as long as you'll have me. Promise, Tiana agreed. They stayed until the stars came out. Maya fell asleep on the blanket. Jalen dozed against Oliver's shoulder. The city twinkled below them like a carpet of diamonds. I should get them home, Tiana said finally. School tomorrow. Let me help carry them down. Oliver lifted Jalen carefully while Tiana gathered Maya. They made their way to the elevator, moving slowly to keep from waking the children. In the car, both kids stayed asleep. Tiana drove through quiet streets while Oliver sat in the passenger seat, occasionally reaching back to check on Jalen. At her apartment building, they worked together to get the children upstairs. Maya woke up enough to brush her teeth and put on pajamas. Jalen stayed mostly asleep, while Tiana changed him into his dinosaur pajamas. Thank you, she whispered to Oliver at the front door. For today. For everything. Thank you for letting me be part of it. He kissed her goodnight, soft and sweet and full of promise. After he left, Tiana got ready for bed with a smile on her face. The day had been perfect. Oliver had handled meeting his mother with grace. The kids were happy and comfortable with him. She was starting to trust this feeling growing between them. Her phone buzzed as she was brushing her teeth. Sweet dreams to my 3 favorite people. She typed back, Sweet dreams to you too. Another message came in immediately. Can't wait for tomorrow. Tiana fell asleep thinking about kisses and pizza and the way Jalen had curled up against Oliver like he belonged there. Everything felt possible. Monday morning brought the usual chaos. Getting Maya ready for school, dropping Jalen at daycare, rushing to work. But underneath the routine, Tiana felt a new lightness, a sense that life was opening up in wonderful ways. Oliver texted her during her lunch break. Hope your Monday is going well. Thinking about you. She typed back, Good day so far. Kids ask about you every 5 minutes. Miss them too. Dinner this week? Maybe Wednesday. I'll check with Mrs. Delgado about sitting. Perfect. I'll cook. Tiana put her phone away with a smile. She was cutting hair for Mrs. Patterson, one of her regular clients, when her phone buzzed again. She ignored it. Mrs. Patterson was a talker, and Tiana needed to focus on the delicate layers she was cutting. 20 minutes later, when Mrs. Patterson was under the dryer, Tiana checked her phone. 5 missed calls from Oliver. 3 text messages. Her stomach dropped. The first text, Tiana, I need to talk to you. The second, there's a photo from Saturday that's causing problems. The third, please call me when you can. Tiana's hands started shaking. She stepped into the break room and called Oliver back. Thank God, he said when he picked up. I've been trying to reach you. I was with a client. What photo? From the rooftop lunch on Saturday, when Miss Chen's assistant was taking pictures. Someone posted one online, and the caption is wrong. Wrong how? Oliver was quiet for a moment. It says you're the nanny. The words hit her like cold water. What? Some event blog picked it up from Nia's social media. The picture shows you and the kids in the herb garden. The caption says something about Boston events manager Oliver Hale enjoying family time with his nanny and her children. Tiana felt sick. His nanny? I'm going to fix this. I'm calling them right now to demand a correction. Are you? Of course I am. This is completely unacceptable. But even as he said it, Tiana heard something in his voice. Hesitation. The need to handle it carefully, instead of just calling it what it was. Racism, disguised as an innocent mistake. Oliver, she said quietly, how long have you known about this? Since this morning. I've been trying to figure out the best way to address it. The best way? I want to make sure I get the wording right, that I don't make things worse. There it was, the old Oliver, the one who worried more about optics than truth, who wanted to manage situations instead of just standing up and being honest. I have to go, Tiana said. Tiana, wait, I have another client. We'll talk later. She hung up before he could respond. Her hands were still shaking. She stared at her phone, wondering if she should look up the photo herself. But she already knew what she'd see. Her and the children looking happy and natural in the herb garden, and underneath, words that reduced her to hired help. The nanny, not Oliver's girlfriend, not a woman he cared about, not someone important enough to get her identity right. The nanny, Mrs. Patterson called her name from the salon chair. Tiana took a deep breath and went back to work. She finished the haircut and style, made polite conversation, accepted her tip with a smile, but inside, she was breaking apart. Her phone buzzed constantly throughout the afternoon, Oliver calling and texting. She ignored all of it. At 5 o'clock, she picked up Maya and Jalen from school and daycare. They were full of chatter about their days, and she tried to focus on them instead of the angry hurt burning in her chest. Is Oliver coming for dinner? Maya asked as they walked to the car. Not tonight, baby. Why not? He's busy. But he said he wasn't busy anymore. He said his weekends were free for us. Tiana's heart cracked a little more. Sometimes things change, sweetie. Back at their apartment, she got the kids settled with snacks and cartoons. Then she finally looked at her phone. 12 missed calls from Oliver. 8 text messages. She read the texts. Please let me explain. I'm working on getting this fixed. I know you're upset, but we can handle this together. The correction will be posted by tonight. Tiana, please talk to me. I'm coming over after you pick up the kids. I'm not going to let this ruin what we're building. I love you. The last message stopped her cold. I love you. He'd never said that before. Not 3 years ago, not now. And he was saying it in a text message after she'd been publicly humiliated. She turned her phone face down and focused on making dinner for her kids. At 7 o'clock, there was a knock at the door. Tiana knew who it was before she looked through the peephole. Oliver stood in the hallway, holding his phone and looking desperate. She opened the door but didn't invite him in. Tiana, he said, thank God. I've been worried sick. Have you? The correction is posted. I made sure they used your full name and identified you correctly. As what? As someone important to me. Tiana stared at him. Someone important to you. Yes, not your girlfriend, not the woman you're dating. Someone important to you. Oliver's face fell. The exact wording isn't what matters. What matters is that people know you're not. The nanny. Right. Tiana felt exhaustion wash over her. Oliver, do you know how many hours you had to fix this? What do you mean? From this morning, when you first saw it until now. How many hours? I don't know. 8? 9? 9 hours to post a simple correction. 9 hours to decide if I was worth defending publicly. It wasn't about whether you're worth defending. It was about finding the right approach. The right approach to what? Telling the truth? Oliver opened his mouth, then closed it. He couldn't explain why telling the truth needed strategy. I can't do this, Tiana said quietly. Do what? Teach my kids that love means waiting to see if someone will claim you, that it means being patient while someone figures out if you're worth the inconvenience. That's not what this was, isn't it? Maya appeared behind Tiana in the doorway. Oliver, are you coming in? We made spaghetti. Oliver's face softened. Hey, Maya. Mama, can Oliver stay for dinner? Tiana knelt down to Maya's level. Oliver can't stay tonight, baby, but maybe you can say hi for a minute. Maya chatted excitedly about her day at school, about a picture she'd drawn, about how Jalen had learned a new clapping song. Oliver listened and responded, but his eyes kept moving to Tiana's face. When Maya went back inside, Oliver stepped closer. One mistake, he said quietly. I made one mistake. I hesitated when I should have acted immediately, but I fixed it. Oliver, this isn't about one mistake. This is about who you are when things get complicated. I'm learning. I'm trying to be better. I know you are, but I can't keep hoping you'll turn into someone who automatically chooses me, someone who doesn't have to think about whether I'm worth defending. Oliver's eyes filled with tears. What are you saying? I'm saying my kids have already gotten attached to you, and I can't let them learn that love means being someone's secret shame. You're not my secret shame. You're the best thing that's happened to me. Then why did it take you 9 hours to say so publicly? He didn't have an answer for that. I need some space, Tiana said. To think. How much space? I don't know. Tiana, please. Don't throw away what we're building because I handled one situation badly. I'm not throwing anything away. I'm protecting my children. And myself. She started to close the door, but Oliver put his hand against it. I love you, he said desperately. I should have said it before, but I love you. I love Maya and Jalen too. I love the life we're creating together. Tiana's heart broke a little more. Love isn't enough, Oliver. Not if it comes with conditions and hesitation and having to weigh whether I'm worth the trouble. That's not what this is, isn't it? This time when she closed the door, he let her. Tiana leaned against it and tried to breathe. Maya and Jalen were calling for her from the kitchen, asking where Oliver went and why he couldn't stay for dinner. She would have to find a way to explain this to them, to help them understand why Oliver might not be coming around anymore. The thought made her want to cry, but she'd been here before. She'd survived loving someone who couldn't quite love her enough to choose her without thinking about it first. She could survive it again. She had to. For Maya and Jalen, who deserved to see what it looked like when someone loved them completely, without hesitation or shame, even if it broke her heart to walk away from the man who might have been that person, given enough time and patience and forgiveness. Some things were too important to risk on, might have been. Her children's understanding of love was one of them. Oliver sat in his car outside Tiana's apartment building for 20 minutes after she closed the door. His hands gripped the steering wheel as her words played over and over in his mind. Love isn't enough if it comes with conditions and hesitation. She was right. He knew she was right. But knowing it and changing it were two different things. His phone rang. Samir. Hey, man. How did it go? It didn't. Oliver's voice was rough. She asked me for space. Shit. I'm sorry. I messed up, Samir. I had 9 hours to fix that photo caption, and I spent most of it worrying about how to word the response perfectly instead of just telling the truth immediately. You were trying to be careful. I was being a coward. Again. Samir was quiet for a moment. So, what are you going to do? I don't know. She said she needs to think, and you're going to let her? What choice do I have? You could fight for her. Actually fight, not with words, but with actions that prove you've changed. Oliver thought about Maya's disappointed face when she asked why he couldn't stay for dinner, about Jalen reaching for his hand at the park, about Tiana's tears when she closed the door. How do I prove I've changed when she won't talk to me? Stop trying to prove it to her. Just change. Do the right thing because it's right, not because you want something from her. After hanging up, Oliver drove home and sat on his couch with his laptop. He pulled up the corrected photo caption and read it again. Boston events manager Oliver Hale, spending time with friend Tiana Brooks and her children at his rooftop venue. Friend. He'd called her a friend. Even in the correction, he'd been careful, vague, safe. Oliver opened a new post on both his business and personal social media accounts. He started typing. I want to address a photo that was posted earlier this week with an incorrect caption. The woman in the photo is Tiana Brooks, and she's not my employee. She's the woman I'm falling in love with. Her children, Maya and Jalen, are two of the most amazing kids I've ever met. I'm honored that they're giving me a chance to be part of their lives. Anyone who has a problem with that can unfollow me now. He stared at the words for a long moment. No careful language, no strategic phrasing, just the truth. He hit post. His phone started buzzing immediately. Comments and reactions and messages, some supportive, some not. He didn't read any of them. Instead, he texted Tiana. I posted a public statement about us. I should have done it hours ago. I'm not asking for anything back. I just wanted you to know. Then he turned his phone off and went to bed. Tuesday morning, Oliver woke up to 47 missed calls and over 200 text messages. His post had been shared hundreds of times. People were talking about it. His mother had called 6 times. He called her back. Oliver, she said without preamble, we need to talk. Okay. Did you really post that? Announcement online? Yes. Why would you do such a thing? Your business, your reputation. Mom, Stop. Oliver's voice was calm but firm. I posted it because it was the truth. Because Tiana and her children deserve better than my cowardice. This isn't cowardice. This is about being smart. About thinking things through. No, it's about being ashamed. And I'm done being ashamed of loving someone wonderful. Evelyn was quiet for a long moment. She's not going to take you back, you know, after you've made such a public spectacle. Maybe not. But that's not why I did it. Then why? Because Maya and Jalen deserve to see what it looks like when someone chooses the people they love, even if I never get the chance to love them again. His mother hung up without saying goodbye. Oliver spent the morning dealing with the fallout from his post. 3 clients called to cancel events. His sister called to say she was proud of him. Samir texted, "About damn time." He ignored most of the social media responses, but one caught his attention. A message from a woman named Jessica. "I'm Maya's classmate's mom. I met you at school pickup. I just wanted to say your post was beautiful. Those kids are lucky to have someone fighting for them." Someone fighting for them. That's what he was doing. Finally. Around noon, Mrs. Rosa Delgado called him. "Mr. Oliver? This is Rosa, Tiana's neighbor." Oliver's heart jumped. "Mrs. Delgado, is everything okay? Is Tiana?" "She's fine. But I'm calling because I need someone to watch Maya and Jalen this afternoon. Tiana has to work late, and I have a doctor's appointment I can't miss." "Does Tiana know you're calling me?" "No, and she might not like it. But those children have been asking about you for 2 days, and I think maybe it's time for some honest conversation." Oliver closed his eyes. "What time do you need me there?" 3 o'clock. I'll text you the details." At exactly 3 o'clock, Oliver knocked on Tiana's apartment door. Mrs. Delgado answered, dressed in her best coat and carrying a purse. "Thank you for coming," she said. "Maya is doing homework at the kitchen table. Jalen is napping but should wake up soon. Tiana will be home by 7. "Mrs. Delgado, what if she's angry that you called me?" The older woman smiled. "Then she'll be angry. Sometimes love needs a little push." After she left, Oliver found Maya at the kitchen table, bent over a math worksheet. She looked up and her face lit up. "Oliver, you came back." "Hi, Maya. Mrs. Delgado asked me to watch you and Jalen while your mum works. Does Mama know?" Oliver sat down across from her. "No, she doesn't. Are you okay with that?" Maya thought about it seriously. "Will you tell her when she gets home?" "Absolutely. Okay then." She turned back to her worksheet. "I'm doing math. Want to help?" For the next hour, Oliver helped Maya with homework and started dinner prep. When Jalen woke up from his nap, he rubbed his eyes and looked confused to see Oliver in the kitchen. "Hey, buddy," Oliver said gently. "I'm helping Mrs. Delgado today. Is that okay?" Jalen nodded and climbed into Oliver's lap without hesitation. He curled up against Oliver's chest like he'd been doing it his whole life. Oliver's throat got tight. This little boy trusted him completely, and Oliver had let him down by not fighting hard enough for their family. "Oliver," Maya said from the table, "why didn't you come for dinner yesterday? Your mum and I had a disagreement. Sometimes grown-ups need time to think about things. Are you not going to be our friend anymore?" The question hit him like a punch. Oliver looked at Maya's worried face, then at Jalen, who was watching with serious eyes. "I hope I'll always be your friend," he said carefully. "But that's up to your mum to decide. Do you still like us? I love you both, so much. Then why can't you just say sorry and fix it?" Oliver wished it were that simple. Sometimes, sorry isn't enough. Sometimes you have to prove you've learned your lesson. How? By doing better. By making sure you don't make the same mistake again. Maya seemed satisfied with this answer and went back to her homework. Jalen dozed against Oliver's chest while he prepared a simple dinner of grilled cheese and tomato soup. At 6:30, Oliver heard keys in the front door. His stomach clenched. Tiana walked in and froze when she saw him at the stove with Jalen in his arms. "What are you doing here?" Her voice was carefully controlled. "Mrs. Delgado had a doctor's appointment. She asked me to watch the kids." "Without asking me?" "Yes. I'm sorry. I should have called you first." Tiana's jaw was tight. "Maya, Jalen, go wash your hands for dinner." The kids obeyed reluctantly, sensing tension. When they were out of earshot, Tiana crossed her arms. "You can't just show up here, Oliver." I asked for space. "You're right. I'm sorry," Mrs. Delgado called, "and I didn't want to leave the kids without supervision. You could have told her to call me. I would have figured something out." "I know. But honestly, I wanted to see them. I miss them." "Oliver, I saw your post, she interrupted quietly. He'd been turning off the stove, but his hands stilled. Yeah? It was. Honest. It was overdue. Tiana leaned against the counter. She looked tired. 3 clients cancelled on you. How do you know that? Samir texted me. I don't care about the clients. You should. This is your business. My business will survive. But I couldn't survive losing you again because I was too coward to tell the truth. The kids came back into the kitchen, breaking the tension. Oliver served dinner and sat with them while Tiana stood by the counter, watching. Maya chatted about her day at school. Jalen showed Oliver a drawing he'd made during quiet time. Normal family dinner conversation, except for the elephant in the room. After dinner, Oliver cleaned the kitchen while Tiana got the kids ready for bed. He was finishing the dishes when she came back. Thank you, she said quietly, for watching them, for dinner. Thank you for not throwing me out immediately. She almost smiled. Almost. I should go, Oliver said. Let you have your evening routine. Oliver, wait. He turned back. Your post, she said. Why did you write it? Because I realized something. I've been so worried about other people's opinions that I forgot the only opinions that matter are yours, and Maya's, and Jalen's. And what do you think our opinions are? Oliver thought about it. Maya thinks I make good pancakes and I'm fun at the park. Jalen thinks I'm safe to sleep on, and I don't get mad about spills. And you? Yeah? You think I'm not quite ready to be the man you need me to be. But you're hoping I might get there. Tiana was quiet for a long moment. The post was a good start. Just a start? Actions matter more than words, Oliver, and it's going to take time. I have time. Do you? What if your mother cuts you off? What if more clients leave? Then I'll deal with it. But I won't deal with losing you again. Something shifted in Tiana's expression. Not forgiveness, exactly, but maybe the possibility of it. I need to think, she said finally. I understand. At the door, Oliver paused. Tiana, for what it's worth, I'm sorry. Not just for the photo thing, but for all of it. For not being brave enough 3 years ago. For making you feel like you had to be a secret. I know, she said softly. He left without asking when he might see her again. But as he walked to his car, he felt something he hadn't felt in days. Hope. The next morning, Oliver woke up to a text from an unknown number. This is Jalen. Maya helped me spell. We made you a picture. Attached was a photo of a drawing. Stick figures holding hands under a big yellow sun. 4 figures. A tall one with brown hair, a medium one with curly hair, and 2 small ones. At the bottom, in Maya's careful handwriting, Our Family. Oliver stared at the photo until his eyes blurred. He drove to a print shop and had the drawing printed on nice paper. Then he bought a simple frame and hung it in his apartment. His phone rang. His mother. Oliver, I've been thinking about what you said yesterday. Okay, I want to meet them, properly, without a crowd or an event. Oliver almost dropped the phone. What? The children. And Tiana. I want to have coffee. Talk to them like a person instead of watching from a distance. Mum? I don't think that's a good idea right now. Tiana and I are working things out, which is exactly why I should meet them. If you're serious about this family, then I need to understand what I'm accepting. Oliver thought about it. I'll ask Tiana, but I won't pressure her. That's all I can ask. That afternoon, Oliver sent Tiana a careful text. My mother wants to meet you and the kids for coffee. No pressure, just wanted you to know, she asked. Tiana's response came an hour later. Let me think about it. The next day was Friday. Oliver didn't hear from Tiana, but Maya sent him another text, clearly with help. Mama is making your pancakes, but they don't taste right. Oliver smiled and typed back, Tell her she needs to add vanilla. Can you come show her? Oliver looked at the message for a long time before responding. Only if your mama invites me. An hour later, Tiana called. The pancakes really don't taste right, she said without preamble. Did you add vanilla? Yes. They're still wrong. Did you let the batter rest for 5 minutes before cooking? No. That's the secret. The gluten needs to relax. Tiana was quiet for a moment. Will you come, show me? The kids are asking. Oliver's heart jumped. Are you sure? No, but I miss you, and they miss you. And maybe we can figure out how to move forward. I'll be there in 20 minutes. This time, when Oliver knocked on the door, Tiana opened it with a small smile. Hey, she said. Hey. Maya and Jalen rushed him immediately, wrapping around his legs and talking over each other about their weeks and their drawings and how much they'd missed him. Oliver knelt down to hug them properly. I missed you too. So much. In the kitchen, he showed Tiana the proper way to make pancake batter, how to measure accurately, when to stop stirring, why resting mattered. It's all about patience, he said, watching the batter sit. You can't rush good things. Tiana glanced at him. Is that a metaphor? Everything's a metaphor with you. She laughed. Actually laughed. Oliver felt like he could breathe again. They cooked breakfast together while the kids set the table. Maya made faces with strawberries again. Jalen helped measure and mix. It felt like coming home. After breakfast, while the kids played in the living room, Tiana and Oliver sat at the kitchen table with coffee. Your mother really wants to meet us? Tiana asked. She does. I was surprised too. What changed her mind? Honestly, I think seeing Jalen reach for me at the park. Watching Maya help that little girl with the maracas. She saw who you're raising your kids to be. Tiana nodded slowly. What would this coffee meeting look like? Neutral territory. Maybe that cafe near the park. An hour, max. If it goes badly, you can leave. And if it goes well, then maybe she stops being an obstacle and starts being, I don't know, a grandmother figure? Tiana's eyes widened. Oliver, we're not even back together. You can't be thinking about grandmother figures. Aren't we? Back together? She looked at him for a long moment. I don't know. Are we? I want to be. I want to try again, but better this time. What does better look like? Oliver thought about it. It looks like me not hesitating when someone questions your place in my life. It looks like choosing you first, even when it's inconvenient. It looks like Maya and Jalen knowing they never have to worry about whether I'll show up. And you think you can do that now? I think I've learned what happens when I don't. Tiana smiled sadly. Losing me once wasn't enough to teach you. I was younger then, stupider. I thought love meant keeping people safe from other people's opinions. I didn't understand that love means fighting those opinions publicly. From the living room, Maya called out, Mama, Oliver, come see our house. They walked into the living room to find an elaborate fort made of couch cushions and blankets. Maya and Jalen were inside, beaming with pride. This is the kitchen, Maya announced, pointing to one corner. And this is the bedroom, and this is where Oliver sleeps when he stays over. Oliver's face went red. Maya, it's okay, Tiana said softly. She's just playing house, but we could make it real, Maya said. If you two stop being silly and just love each other. Jalen nodded seriously. Love is easy. Just hug and say sorry. Oliver looked at Tiana. She was smiling at her children with such tenderness it made his chest ache. They make it sound simple, he said. Maybe it is simple. Maybe we're the ones making it complicated. So what do? We take it slow. We see how coffee goes with your mother. We let the kids get used to this again. And we figure out if we can trust each other enough to try. I can do slow. Can you? For you? For them? I can do anything. That afternoon, they walked to the park together. No pressure, no big conversations. Just family time. Maya and Jalen ran ahead while Oliver and Tiana followed at a comfortable distance. About your mother, Tiana said. I'll meet her, but I have conditions. Name them. 1 hour maximum. Public place. If she says anything disrespectful about me or my kids, we leave immediately. Agreed. And Oliver, if you don't back me up completely, if you try to smooth things over or make excuses for her, we're done. For real this time. Oliver stopped walking. I understand. And Tiana, if it comes to choosing between making my mother comfortable and protecting you, I'll choose you every time. Promise? Promise. At the park, they found their usual bench under the oak tree. Maya ran toward the duck pond while Jalen arranged rocks in patterns on the ground. Oliver's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Evelyn Hale. Tiana, I understand you're willing to meet for coffee. Would Saturday morning work? The cafe on Elm Street at 10 a.m. Oliver showed Tiana the text. How did she get my number? She probably asked Samir. He's surprisingly good at facilitating things. Tiana stared at the message. Saturday morning. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. If we're going to try again, I need to know where I stand with your family. She typed back, Saturday at 10 works, 1 hour. The response came immediately. Perfect. I look forward to meeting you properly. Well, Tiana said, putting her phone away. I guess we're doing this. We're doing this. That evening, Oliver stayed for dinner again. They ordered pizza and watched movies on the couch. Maya fell asleep against his shoulder while Jalen dozed in Tiana's lap. It felt right, natural, like this was exactly where they all belonged. When it was time to leave, Tiana walked him to the door. "Thank you," she said, "for today, for being patient with my conditions and boundaries. Thank you for giving me another chance." They stood there for a moment, close enough to kiss but holding back. "Oliver? Yeah? I'm scared. Of what? Of believing this is real, of letting the kids believe it, of getting hurt again." Oliver reached for her hand. She let him take it. "I'm scared too," he said, "but I'm more scared of losing you because I was too afraid to try." "Okay," she said quietly. "Okay? Okay. Let's try. Slowly, carefully, but let's try." Oliver squeezed her hand. "I love you, Tiana. I should have said it better before, but I love you, all of you." "I love you too," she whispered. "I never stopped." He leaned down and kissed her softly. A promise kiss, a beginning kiss, a kiss that tasted like hope and second chances and the possibility of forever. When they broke apart, Maya's voice drifted from the living room. "Are you kissing again? Can we be a real family now?" Tiana laughed against Oliver's lips. "What do you think?" she called back. "I think yes," Maya shouted. "Me too," said Jalen sleepily. "I think yes too," Oliver whispered against Tiana's ear. "Then I guess it's unanimous," she said. 3 weeks later, on a sunny Saturday morning, the four of them sat in the cafe on Elm Street. Evelyn Hale sat across from them, watching Maya teach her how to make a simple braid with a napkin. "You twist it like this, Mrs. Evelyn," Maya explained seriously. "And then you cross over, and then you twist again." "I see," Evelyn said, concentrating on the task. "Like this? Perfect. You're really good at this." Jalen sat next to Oliver, quietly drawing on a paper placemat. He'd drawn their stick figure family again, but this time there was a fifth figure with grey hair and a big smile. "Who's that?" Oliver asked, pointing to the new addition. "Grandma Evelyn," Jalen said matter-of-factly. Evelyn's eyes filled with tears. "Grandma? If that's okay," Tiana said quietly. "They don't have grandparents on my side. It might be nice." I would be honored." Oliver reached across the table and took Tiana's hand. She squeezed back without hesitation. Outside the cafe window, the city hummed with Saturday morning life. Inside, a family that had been broken was slowly becoming whole again. It wasn't perfect. There would still be challenges and conversations and moments of doubt, but they were choosing each other every day, publicly, privately, and everything in between. Maya's laughter filled the cafe as she tried to teach Evelyn a more complicated braid pattern. Jalen showed his drawing to anyone who would look. Tiana and Oliver sat close together, fingers intertwined, watching their children bloom in the light of unconditional love. "This is nice," Tiana said softly. "Yeah," Oliver agreed. "It really is." And for the first time in years, they both believed that love could be simple after all. Not easy, necessarily, but simple in its honesty and daily choice to show up for each other. Outside, the world turned. Inside, a family sat together under warm light, making plans for tomorrow and next week, and all the ordinary, beautiful days to come. Love, it turned out, wasn't just about the grand gestures and perfect moments. It was about Saturday morning coffee and patient braiding lessons and stick figure drawings that included everyone who mattered. It was about choosing each other, again and again, until that choice became as natural as breathing. And in the end, that was more than enough. It was everything.